Hey guys, welcome to Stock Talk. Today, we're going to talk about AMC and its crazy movements that, along with GameStop, you've surely heard about on the news. In this video, we're going to talk about AMC, some of the troubles that have befallen it as the result of the COVID-19 pandemic, where it stands now, and the reasons and motives behind some of the crazier movements lately. We see that most of you are not subscribed yet. Subscribe, since it helps with the YouTube algorithm. You can always unsub later. Also, favor yourself by hitting the bell to get reminded when we have a new video. AMC Entertainment Holdings, better known by its stock ticker AMC, is a movie theater company. They're a pretty massive movie theater company with 978 theaters to their name. As you might imagine, the COVID-19 pandemic has done a number on AMC. In fact, they just had another earnings report that revealed their earnings are still below projections despite the success so far of the vaccine rollout. So, why did AMC skyrocket nearly 90% in February? Remember to hit that like button. The reason is the r/Wall Street Bets short squeeze. r/Wall Street Bets is a subreddit, a section of the Reddit forum website. It's known for advocating often impulsive, giant bets in the market, as opposed to perhaps more measured forms of investing. And in February of this year, they initiated a short squeeze on several stocks including GameStop and AMC. So, what is a short squeeze, how does it work, and why is it so dangerous? To understand that, first, you have to understand what short selling is. Short selling, often just called shorting, is when you borrow someone else's stock, often your broker's, to immediately sell it in the market and keep the money. This requires becoming indebted to your broker, and therefore can only be done in a margin brokerage account. Because you sold the stock that wasn't yours, you still owe the person you borrowed the share from their share back. So when you close out your short position, no matter how much the underlying stock costs, you have to buy it back so you can return it to the person you borrowed it from. So why would anybody sell a short stock? It's a bet that the price of the stock will go down. Think about it. If you borrow someone else's stock at $100 and then later buy it back at $50, you've made $50 profit on the transaction. Not bad. However, there are some serious risks in short selling that don't exist in other kinds of stock interactions. In a long position, i.e. when you buy a stock hoping the price will go up, your worst case scenario is that the stock price falls to zero and you lose your investment. That would be awful, of course, but at least it's a risk you can quantify when you buy a stock. If you're shorting a stock, your potential losses are literally infinite. Think about it. If you borrow a stock at $100 and immediately sell it, what do you do if the stock price goes up to $150, $200, $2,000? If you've sold that stock short, you can become stuck in an open short position because you literally can't afford to close out of that position because you can't afford to buy the stock back in order to return it to the stock lender. Now, a short squeeze is exactly that. It's when a person or a lot of people short a stock, and instead of going down in value, the stock price rises, trapping that person or these people into these open short positions. And that's exactly what r/Wall Street Bets knew would happen when they decided to rally all their members around buying AMC. Some unfavorable reports had come out recently about GameStop, AMC, and other companies that most wise investors saw as likely to keep dropping in value, due either to the advent of online shopping and streaming services, the COVID-19 pandemic, or some combination of the two. Whenever that happens, whenever it looks obvious that a stock would be a good candidate for shorting, that's what hedge funds and large investment banks do. Many financial firms don't recommend their clients sell any stocks short because they're aware of the risks, but when it comes to large companies like hedge funds, they short stocks all the time because their business model requires them to take on riskier investments in order to try to beat the market. So, when r/Wall Street Bets causes the price of AMC to rise, it purposefully trapped many large financial institutions into open, unclosable short positions, for the purpose of getting back at the financial firms who, according to many Redditors, are responsible for some of the major economic setbacks this country has experienced. Now we get to the trickiest part of a short squeeze. Remember how I said that closing out a short position means buying back the stock from the open market? Well, when a stock price that a lot of people are shorting begins to rise, and tranches of people begin closing out of their short positions, this means that massive amounts of people are now buying that stock on the open market, causing its price to rise even higher and causing the short squeeze to accelerate. This happened with GameStop and AMC as well, and caused many who would have lost only moderate amounts of money on their doomed shorts to lose much more. After the frenzying buying stopped, of course AMC stock began to drop in value. However, recently, AMC has been on the rise again. Part of this seems to be due to renewed interest among r/Wall Street bets, but some seems also to be of average investors trying to anticipate a coming short squeeze. Whether this bounce back will be sustained, only time will tell. So where does that leave AMC stock now? Honestly, it's incredibly hard to tell. If Reddit or some other group of activist investors manages to actually start another short squeeze, it would cause AMC stock price to shoot up. And there's certainly reason to be optimistic that the company might do well even just on its own merit. With the vaccine rollout, we're finally starting to see a possible light at the end of the tunnel with regards to the pandemic, meaning theaters might soon see people buying more tickets. Additionally, many movie franchises such as the Marvel Cinematic Universe that have been holding off on releasing new movies due to the pandemic are starting to talk about releasing movies again, meaning there will now be more of an incentive to go to the theater. Ultimately though, I would not recommend buying AMC. It just doesn't seem like the reward is completely worth the risk. So guys, that was a brief overview of where AMC currently stands in the market. Despite a recent bounce back in stock price, it seems AMC still has major problems that will be difficult to overcome. But what do you guys think? Is AMC a bull or a bear? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like what you saw, remember to smash that like button and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.